This is a crystal ball that I got from Boone's Aunt Ethel. Why, you ask? Because I'm going to use the conjuring skills that she taught me to peer into the future and see what Hasbro has planned for us in the Marvel Legends line here in 2021. Using the possible futures revealed to me, I will make bold predictions about what I think is going to happen to Marvel Legends in 2021. Hey yo everyone, welcome to Nerdzoic. My name's Matt. I got a fun video planned for you. Looking into the future isn't easy. There's always multiple paths. I'm simply predicting the path that I foresee happening. And none of these are layups either. Most of these are pretty bold. A quick obvious disclaimer, none of this is official. Some of it's rumored, but none of it's official. So do not go down in the description looking for links. You'll be sadly disappointed. To be perfectly honest, there's actually more than 10 predictions here, but my OCD would not allow me to make a top 19 list. That just sounds stupid. Plus, a lot of these are interrelated, so it just makes sense to group them together and give us a top 10 instead of a top 19 or 18, whatever it is. That said, let's go to number 10. At number 10, Hasbro's anniversary love will continue. Whether it's in the Marvel Legends line or Star Wars, Hasbro has a habit of celebrating anniversaries. Whether it's the 80th anniversary of Marvel Comics, the 10th anniversary of the MCU, the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, they really get into their anniversaries. It is the 40th anniversary of the first appearance of Elektra, so I think we're going to get some form of an Elektra figure released in 2021. Bold prediction number 2. It's the 30th birthday / anniversary first appearance of Bishop. So we just got one 2 or 3 years ago in that Sauron wave. We'll probably get him re-released, maybe with a little bit of an update. Prediction number 3. 10.3. I don't know. Is that we're going to get a Deadpool figure for his birthday. I know, we get 17 Deadpool figures every year, but this one's going to have some kind of call out to the fact that it's the 30th anniversary of his first appearance. Prediction number 4. It's the 30th anniversary of the Infinity Gauntlet. We already got Thanos. If we are ever going to get a Lady Death figure, now's the time. And bold prediction number 5, we're going to get a series of 6, 4, 8, whatever figures on retro X-Force cards, Toy Biz style, like a lot of the retro lines we've gotten in the past, because it's the 30th anniversary of the first appearance of the X-Force. We already know we're getting a new Cannonball figure with magic legs. Maybe he's part of it. We're going to get multiple figures of the original X-Force team on the retro card. The mystics have told me. Coming in at number 9, a former fan favorite Build-A-Figure is going to get re-released on a retro card. To be honest, I expect a lot more retro figures to be released in 2021. We're going to see more X-Men. We're going to see more Spider-Man. We're going to see more Fantastic Four, which we got Dr. Doom last year. What I'm saying right here and now, we are going to get a RHINO deluxe figure on a Spider-Man card, kind of like we got the Kingpin last year. Coming in at number 8, inverse expectations. I think Marvel always intended for the Eternals to be a big launch. Big stars are in it. You got Kit Harington, aka Jon Snow, Angelina Jolie. It was supposed to hit theaters last November in 2020, but the pandemic changed that, and now it's going to be November 2021. And here's the thing, the toys were likely ordered and produced before the pandemic really hit. So there's going to be way more toys than they would have made if they would have had a chance differently. So what does this mean? A bigger supply with a lower demand, because I think there's going to be less people seeing this movie than like the normal world. Add in the fact that we're getting a normal size Build-A-Figure in Gilgamesh, which isn't exactly a Build-A-Figure that fans are clamoring for, and we are on the road to an epic failure the likes of which we haven't seen since the Kree Century Build-A-Figure in the Captain Marvel movie. Now here's the kicker. The Shang-Chi movie that comes out in July, it's going to have the complete opposite effect. My bet is that Marvel and Hasbro are not going to be prepared for how successful that's going to be. I also assume that they probably adjusted the order of initial figures being produced for the pandemic, so we're going to see more of a demand and less supply, so the exact opposite of what we're getting with the Eternals. This leads me to my 2 bold predictions here. 1, the Shang-Chi figures at the end of the year are going to be tough to come by and will average about $25 on the secondary market to pick them up, if you can find them at all. Meanwhile, the Eternals figures will be peg warmers, and you'll be able to pick them up easily for under retail all across the internet. Coming in at number 7, Bring On the Bad Guys is more than just the one wave. More accurately, guys, they have already told us this is the year of the bad guys. That was my Razor Ramon. As far as the wave goes, here's what we know so far. We've seen pictures of Arcade. We've seen pictures of Dormammu. I think we've even seen pictures of the Scientist Supreme. Some of the other figures that have been leaked by Marvelicious News but have not been confirmed yet by Hasbro include Lady Deathstrike, Victor Von Doom, a Hydra agent, and the Hood. Needless to say, this is somewhat underwhelming. So that makes me think, how are they going to move this line? Well, I think the answer is obvious. They need a kick-butt Build-A-Figure. So what are they going to go with? Well, it's time for Mephisto, guys. It's happening. It's been rumored. I'm telling you right now, when I looked into that crystal ball that Boone's aunt gave me, I saw Mephisto. I hope it was the figure. With it being the 30th anniversary of Infinity Gauntlet, it does make sense that we get him, and that's why my first bold prediction for number 7 here is that we're going to get a Mephisto Build-A-Figure. My second bold prediction is that we're going to get an updated comic book version of the Mandarin, like a classic Mandarin. My third prediction is that we're going to get a classic Red Skull, and my fourth prediction is that we're going to get a classic Baron Zemo. So that would be all the figures that would make this bad guy year more special, because we already got Thanos and MODOK, and, well, obviously Mephisto and all the ones that have been announced. Yeah, make it happen. Coming in at number 6, I predict that we're going to see less figures released in 2021 than we saw in 2020, 2019, or 2018. In 2020, we got 128 figures. In 2019, we got 160. In 2018, we got 155. My bold prediction, we are going to get 127 or less. Lock it up. Coming in at number 5 is HasLab. Specifically, we're not getting one. My bold prediction, we are not going to get a HasLab in 2021. It's going to make your heart sad, but your wallet's happy. But fear not, 2022, hard to read in the crystal ball because it's so far out, but I feel like I see the Devourer of Worlds in there. Could we be getting a Galactus here sooner than later? Or maybe that was a dragon. Maybe that was Fin Fang Foom. I don't know. It's hard to see that far out, guys. But what I can tell you, no HasLab in 2021. Coming in at number 4 is the Black Widow figure shortage. This movie was supposed to be released in May of 2020, and it's not been released. In fact, it's now slated for May of 2021. However, the figures were released. In fact, they made their way to all my Targets and Walmarts, and they were actually clearanced out. I don't think Hasbro has any other figures planned for this. I don't think they held anything back, and I don't think they're going to re-release anything. Because the crystal ball has told me that we're not going to see a new product, I am foreseeing that there's going to be such a shortage with a high demand that these figures are going to be tough to come by and therefore go pretty decently on the secondary market. My bold prediction is that Black Widow figures will average over $30 each by the end of the year. Coming in at number 3, the HasLab Sentinel is going to screw people. They sold nearly 23,000 of these things, but I heard from so many different people in forums and in comments that they bought an extra one to sell, thinking that they could sell the extra one for double and pay for theirs. Because let's face it, that's what's happened with past backed figures. Whether it's the Sail Barge, whether it's the Ninja Turtles Tokka and Razar figures, or the Spirit of Splinter, we have seen figures that are launched via the Kickstarter HasLab-ish model sell for double almost the original price on the aftermarket because of people who missed out. This time though, what I have seen is that a lot of people bought extras and therefore they're thinking, yeah, I'm going to cash in. Too many people bought them with the hope of flipping them, that it's actually not going to sell for nearly as much as they think. It's going to be a lot like that Millennium Falcon from the Galaxy's Edge line that released as a Target exclusive this year. People bought 2 or 3 of them thinking that they could flip them. It sold for less than retail by like $15 or $20. People couldn't move the things. So my bold prediction is that you will be able to buy the Sentinel at the end of the year for under $400 if you missed the HasLab. Let's hope that's right, because that'll help this guy out a lot. Alright, I saved my favorite prediction that I saw on the crystal ball for number 2, and my least favorite for number 1. So let's go over them. Coming in at number 2, a Holy Grail comes to Hasbro. This is a big one, guys, and I'm pumped. Hasbro already gave us a clue here. They said, we're giving you a newly sculpted figure with a tail. I looked into the ball, and the crystal ball told me it's Dragon Man. A lot of others have predicted it. I'm telling you, get excited. This sucker is the Holy Grail for a lot of Marvel collectors, and if you want to be technical, it's not a Marvel Legends figure. That's why if you watch my top 10 Marvel Legends figures, it's not in there, because it's from the Fantastic Four Classics Legends line, which is adjacent to Marvel Legends, and I don't really consider it Marvel Legends. And if you look at some of the bigger sites like Figure List or Action Figure 411, neither do they. I don't expect it to be a Build-A-Figure. I expect it to be kind of like the MODOK we're getting, where you're getting that deluxe figure for $50. So that is your bold prediction. Dragon Man deluxe figure right around the $50 mark. Coming in at number 1 is a lack of the Punisher, folks. Disney and Marvel are being pressured to retire the character, and I really hope they don't. But what I do foresee by looking at my crystal ball is that Hasbro will take a break from the character in 2021 and not release any Punisher merchandise. Yo, there's memberships for Nerdzoic. Hit the button and watch a little video to learn all about the perks and what you get for signing up to become a Nerdzoic channel member. For those of you not convinced yet, check out this video here. It's the 2020 Marvel Legend Nerdy Awards. If you already saw it, check out this video down here, because YouTube says you haven't seen it yet. Be cool, stay nerdy.